Audio Jungle.
There we go. We are off and running. And that is exactly the phrase that I had a good segue here, and now I don't. That is the phrase that I feel like describes Oklahoma high school football playoffs right now. We are off and running this week. The high school playoffs start, and it just would not feel right to host this podcast and talk high school football without having my good friend from the Claremore Progress, Kevin Green. And Kevin, you and I, we love high school football. We love predictions. We love proving each other wrong and telling each other how stupid we are. Maybe that last part I made up, but it is one of our favorite times of year. And there are so many freaking storylines right now, and we're going to try to breeze through these as fast as we can because you and I both have things to do. I have a job. You have a child, a human baby. And so we'll start off in the largest classification. We're going to go class by class, and we're going to talk about kind of an overarching storyline or theme that I feel like kind of speaks to each of these classes. And then we'll kind of go over our predictions for who we think maybe who we believe will win the state title, play for the state title, maybe some spoilers here and there, some teams maybe to keep an eye on. Class 6A1, big boys. I don't know if you can really say anybody's a spoiler at this point. I talked to my friend Adam Hildebrandt, who does Broken Arrow games. I talked to him, and he and I kind of conceded. It feels like it's Jinx and then like a 5-team log jam at number 2. Does it feel that way to you?
Absolutely. I mean, it seems like they all beat up on each other, and Jinx is the only one that's come out there. I mean, their only loss is to Bixby, which is the 19th ranked team in the entire country, So, right now it's definitely Jinx and everyone else because, I mean, for a while you think, okay, it's Jinx and Owasso, and then Owasso loses to Union. And then, of course, Union loses to Jinx. And then Owasso kind of makes its way back up there. They're looking good. And then they lose to Mustang. Well, then Mustang loses to Moore. And I think they even lost to Norman North. I know that they lost some other games in there. But, it's just everybody's just all over the place. And, Owasso beat Broken Arrow 42-3. And you're just like, which teams are we going to get? Who is going to bring their best football in the playoffs to challenge Jinx? Because if any of these teams have some of the nights that they've had over this season, then Jinx is just going to run they're going to run wolf shot over them. So
yeah, maybe that should have been my more overarching theme is who are we going to get? Because it feels like I know nothing about these teams. And I told Adam last night that part of the reason I had him on is like, please shed light on this class because A, we don't have a team in Southwest Oklahoma in this class. B, even if I tried to pay attention, I still feel like I know nothing about these teams. Like it feels like everyone forgot about Edmond Santa Fe, and yet I feel like that's a team that, even though they're not quite big up front, that's a team with skill position players that can kill anyone. My overarching theme here was rivalry renewed, ? Will we get Jinx and Union in a title game once again? Because I don't think we've gotten that in like 5 years.
It's been a while.
I'm looking at it. You and I talked prior to the season, and I talked about how much I liked Owasso, in part because of the kids that they had move in. Guys like Deshaun Kinnard, who you're very familiar with, and of course, Chris McClellan, one of the best defenders in the whole state, if not the nation. I have as my Final Four. I have Jinx beating Norman North. I have Santa Fe pulling a minor upset over Mustang. I really like what Mustang has and Jacoby Johnson and Andre Dollar, but 2 players does not win you a game. And that loss to Moore really kind of spooked me a bit. I feel like not that Moore's a bad team, but that just doesn't feel like a game that a state semifinalist should lose. On the other side, I have Union beating UConn and Owasso. I think that Owasso Broken Arrow game is going to be nuts. I think Broken Arrow has improved a lot. I know they're missing one of their best linebackers, but Marion Horn, that team, they're playing probably their best football right now. I do have Jinx playing Union in the state title game, and I have Jinx winning it. What says you, sir?
Well, it looks like our bracket is pretty much exactly the same, except for one key game in the semifinals. Of course, I have to differ from you. It always seems. But, I said I feel like I said before, like earlier this year, I really liked Union, but I felt like whoever won that Owasso Union game in the regular season would lose the postseason matchup. And since Union beat Owasso 10-7 in overtime, I think Owasso gets revenge, makes it back to the state title game against Jinx. But I got Jinx beating Owasso for the championship, their second straight. I just don't think I just think Jinx is a machine. They don't make a ton of mistakes, and I think that they'll be able to sneak past the Rams and get the gold ball.
By the way, ladies and gentlemen, I have been informed, and correct me if I'm wrong on this. I was informed last night that Jinx's quarterback is a freshman, and that hurt my head to hear that this is a team that could continue to just kick the stuffing out of people.
Yeah, it's incredible how some teams are just able to throw out freshmen, and they're just like one of the best players in the state. It's
must be nice, Jinx.
Audio Jungle.